Hi again, good morning. Going to be doing something a little bit different today. This video is going to be not quite like any of my other ones that I've done lately, but every year I like to squeeze a few travel and fitness challenges on this channel. If you want to check out any of those previous challenges, I'll leave links in the description. But today's challenge is going to be hiking through a subtropical rainforest, just like the title said. I'm going to try and make it as informative as possible for you guys to keep you entertained, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, now I'll be starting off here. This is the village of Santiago del Teide, which is on the island of Tenerife in the Canary Islands. It's about 800 metres above sea level and has this majestic statue of the native Canarians who are called the Guanches. They were actually mainly goat farmers, but they were also badasses. It took the Spanish almost 100 years to defeat these guys back in the 1400s. Alright, now before I start the hike, I've come to this biker cafe in Santiago del Teide that opens at 4 AM. It's early on the morning here, so I wanted to go somewhere where the locals go. And the reason I chose here, apart from the fact that they open early, is to try a special drink called a barraquito. It's condensed milk, coffee, although decaf for me because I don't have caffeine, liqueur 43, milk, cinnamon and lemon, and it actually tasted brilliant. Okay, so the rainforest is not far from here, and straight away on the periphery of the forest are these laurel trees. That weird looking moss stuff that you can see hanging down is nicknamed witch hair. It's actually lichen. It's not a single organism, it's a symbiotic association between fungus and algae, which are both mutually beneficial. It's excellent for holding water for keeping trees fed, and it's also only found in places where there's no pollution like here. And by the way, it might look sunny and warm here, but when you're high up on the mountain in the northern part of Tenerife, it can actually be pretty chilly because of the trade winds that blow down from the north. You can see there's even a ground frost here right now. The mountains up here shelter the south of the island, which is why down there you can have a pleasant 25 degrees, but up here you only really get warm after you've started your ascent. You can see here that I've reached around 1,000 to 1,100 metres above sea level, and the views are pretty amazing. Now, something else I wanted to show you on this hike is something you see a lot of in Spain. These plants that look like aloe vera have a tree thing that grows out the side of it, but it's actually a flower. The pachera plant isn't just interesting to look at, you can actually get string from these plants that used to be used in making curtains. I'll just quickly mention these cactus looking plants too, which are called chunera. That green fruit on the top there is actually a type of fig that gets called a spiky fig for obvious reasons. And although they taste good, there's a lot of work that goes into preparing them. And if you eat too many of them, you'll get constipation, so not the best idea. Alright, we're going to go a little bit higher because there's one last thing I wanted to show you guys. It's a tree that's extremely unique, like many of the other plants and animals here in the rainforest, because it's one of the only types of trees that is actually fireproof. This is it, it's the Canarian pine tree, and the reason it's fireproof is because it has this really thick bark which protects it, as you can see here. The way to know if it's a Canarian pine tree is by checking how many pine needles it has. The Canarian pine has 3 needles compared with regular pine trees that have 2. Oh, and if you happen to be here yourself and fancy a sweet little treat, you can eat these. They're called trebelillo and taste just like lemon juice. Hope you've enjoyed this little walk through nature, and I'll see you next time.